So what does it mean by social order and social control? This is for the crime paper 3. So social order is to maintain the existing relationships or maintain stability or just to maintain the status quo. So if you look at some of the examples that I've got here about the social order, is that, for example, functionalist is just to maintain the shared values that people have, that general agreement, that collective conscience, or to maintain social solidarity. That's the social order basically in functionalist. Whereas in a capitalist society, it is more about, according to Marxist, it's to maintain that unequal relationship and to keep that in its place, so to avoid revolution, for example, or anything that might disrupt capitalism. Left realist would be looking at it, how crime maintains an unequal society. And your right realist is more about maintaining conservative values, which are very similar to your functionalist approach as well. What about social control? These are your formal or your informal ways in which power is exerted over the groups. So this could be through your formal, so your written rules or laws, and then you've got specific punishments, which are quite universal. And they're written down and they apply to everybody. And then you've also got your informal ways, which are your things that are generally agreed upon but not written down. So things that are usually frowned upon. And remember, both of these can fluctuate. So these are a social construction. So none of these are fixed. They can change over time. A little bit of an analysis there. And don't forget this little tip here. You might want to look at the functions or the role of punishment as well, according to your different theories, because that will impact the different types of social control. So what might the different sociologists say about social control? So your functionalists would argue it's to maintain stability. The laws are based on consensus. It just reminds us of the norms and values. You can talk about boundary maintenance, the function of punishment, for example. Marxists would argue to maintain that social control is to maintain class inequality, to control the ruling, the working class. So your laws are ideological. It benefits the ruling class wealth and property, but they appear to benefit everybody. It looks like they're based on consensus, but reality is that they benefit or they're unequally applied. And also labelling theory, they talk about how it benefits the powerful groups that apply the labels. So we know that according to people like Cicero, the working class at least more use typifications, whereas more corporate crime or crimes of the powerful are often ignored, which then looks at the different ways that social control is exerted. Don't forget, you might want to look at surveillance as well, and look at things like CCTV also, different types. Okay, thanks for that.